Hey, Super Chief, will you lean forward so I can get the front wheel on the ground?
Stop kidding, I am.
The Cannonball Run once thrilled millions of viewers to the limit, with breathtaking high-speed chases and one of the most dazzling star-studded casts of its era. But behind the luxurious velvet curtain and the bursts of laughter on the silver screen lay a series of dark secrets that had never been fully exposed.
With Burt Reynolds and Farrah Fawcett. Anyway, that was the stunt when the car smashed into a van.
Few could have imagined that those glamorous images concealed traces of a catastrophic accident, calculated private agreements, and subtle details buried for decades.
Humerus, is that the pronounce it? Bone struck my spine, 2 vertebrae shattered like china cups, and my shoulder jerked viciously out of his socket.
Hollywood's lights had deceived everyone with the illusion of perfection. The brutal truth behind the wheel had always been waiting for the day it could finally emerge into the light. In the summer of 1981, the Cannonball Run opened with one of the most memorable automotive sequences of 80s cinema, running for a full 3 minutes without a single line of dialogue.
How do you know when you hear the call?
The frame focuses entirely on a black 1979 Lamborghini Countach LP400S fitted with a one-of-a-kind front wing tearing across the empty Nevada desert. The car races forward at astonishing speed, effortlessly leaving a highway patrol vehicle behind before stopping so that 2 female drivers can spray red paint over a 55-mile-per-hour speed limit sign.
Cannonball, cannonball. It's not what you do, it's how you do. Be anything.
This original vehicle belonged to Terry Bernius before being sold to cosmetics magnate Ron Rice, carrying a license plate that read Hawaiian. Most viewers, though, could hardly have detected the sophisticated sound engineering trick embedded directly into this opening sequence. The sharp, exhilarating roar coming from the machine on screen was not actually the authentic sound of the Italian manufacturer's 12-cylinder engine. The post-production team chose to replace the entire soundtrack with recordings from the 8-cylinder engine of a Ferrari 308 GTS in order to create a more dramatic acoustic effect inside movie theaters. This deliberate sound substitution fooled the ears of millions of speed enthusiasts for years without leaving any obvious trace. Alongside that mechanical deception, the film also contained a classic cinematic parody, personally performed by Roger Moore. The British actor played Seymour Goldfarb Jr., a wealthy young heir suffering from severe delusions and firmly convinced that he was the movie star playing a famous secret agent. His character traveled in a silver Aston Martin DB5, bearing the license plate 6633PP, exactly matching the vehicle once used to promote the celebrated spy film franchise. The car was equipped with a full range of special devices, including a smokescreen system, an oil dispenser designed to make the road slippery, and a mechanism for activating an emergency ejector seat. The satirical detail is that the ejector seat button was cleverly disguised as a car cigarette lighter, rather than hidden beneath the gear lever, as in the original version. The greatest irony lies in cinematic history itself. The British star had never once driven the DB5 in any of the official spy films in which he appeared. To make this appearance possible, the actor had to reach a private agreement with veteran producer Albert R. Broccoli, pledging to preserve the standards associated with the original character. Speaking once about his decision to join this comedy, the actor explained, "I agreed to appear simply because the script offered pure entertainment and did not interfere with my previous commitments to the producer." Through that careful approach, his entire sequence became one of the most distinctive pieces of cinematic satire in film history. The film's natural energy was also firmly shaped by the extraordinary improvisational chemistry between Burt Reynolds and his close friend and co-star DeLuise. The pair played racers J.J. McClure and Victor Prinzim, the latter repeatedly transforming psychologically into a superhero called Captain Chaos whenever dangerous situations arose. More than 80% of the heated exchanges inside the disguised ambulance were spontaneous lines that never appeared in the original written script. Sudden slaps, laughter that broke character, and awkward reactions while dealing with mishaps were all preserved in the final cut. Professional racers and close friends of the director were also placed in roles as highway patrol officers or rival competitors on the road. These entertaining hidden touches and the excitement visible on screen formed a perfect outer shell that concealed the brutal events taking place behind the camera, behind the laughter and the high-speed machines. A horrifying accident occurred directly on the set, permanently taking away the future of a young performer. A bloody tragedy. On June 25, 1980, along a deserted stretch of highway near Las Vegas, Nevada, the crew of the Cannonball Run began filming a high-speed action chase. 24-year-old skier and stunt performer Heidi von Beltz was called in at the last minute to serve as a replacement for actress Farrah Fawcett. Her assignment was to sit in the passenger seat of an Aston Martin sports car and personally activate a smoke-producing device designed to simulate an engine compartment catching fire during the race. The vehicle assigned to this dangerous scene was already in severely deteriorated mechanical condition and failed to meet basic safety standards. The steering system suffered from major delay. The clutch slipped badly, all four wheels were fitted with heavily worn tires, and there was no protective steel roll cage around the passenger compartment. The car could not even start under its own power and had to be pushed from behind by another vehicle before the engine could be brought to life. To create open floor space for the smoke device, the technical crew completely removed the passenger seat safety harness. Before filming began, stunt driver Jimmy Nickerson discovered the mechanical defects and directly warned the production supervisors about the potential danger. Production pressure caused the request for a mechanical inspection to be rejected, forcing the personnel involved to immediately drive the car into oncoming traffic. Urgent instructions crackled over the radio, demanding that the vehicle travel even faster in order to produce a stronger visual effect for the scene. At high speed, the driver lost control and the sports car veered off course before colliding head-on with a patrol van traveling correctly in its designated lane. The enormous force of impact threw the young actress, violently breaking her cervical vertebrae before she lost consciousness at the scene. Medical examinations at the hospital confirmed severe damage to the C3-C4 cervical vertebrae, resulting in permanent quadriplegia from the neck down. The catastrophic event on the set of the Cannonball Run quickly ignited a long and bitter legal battle between the injured performer and the organizations connected to the production. The young woman filed a lawsuit against director Hal Needham, Stuntman Inc., and the production entities responsible for the film. During the 1986 trial, the jury awarded a total of $7 million in compensation for the plaintiff's severe physical and emotional damages. At the same time, the court assigned 35% of the responsibility to the injured performer herself, reasoning that she knew the passenger seat lacked a safety belt but still agreed to participate in the scene. The award was subsequently reduced to approximately $4.5 million, and after outstanding medical advances and legal fees were paid. The amount she actually received was about $3.2 million. The limited compensation was not enough to cover the specialized medical care and life-sustaining surgeries required throughout the long years that followed. On the production side, the director chose to remain completely silent about the horrific incident throughout the remainder of his artistic career. The serious consequences of the on-set accident forced leading American film organizations to intervene and rebuild workplace safety standards across the industry. The Screen Actors Guild and the Directors Guild of America officially introduced strict rules absolutely prohibiting the removal of safety belts from stunt vehicles for the sake of any camera angle. The new regulations also removed a director's authority to independently alter the structure of dangerous stunt sequences on location without prior approval from a specialized technical review body. Legal pressure and a price paid in blood and broken bodies completely reshaped how the Hollywood film industry operated. Amid the tense atmosphere surrounding the production, a daring post-production decision emerged, unintentionally creating a turning point that would permanently change the movie-going habits of audiences around the world. The blooper reel revolution. As editing on the Cannonball Run entered its final stages, director Hal Needham made a pioneering decision in the language of commercial filmmaking. He gathered ruined takes moments when actors forgot their lines and burst into laughter and humorous technical mishaps, then inserted them directly into the end credits. The decision transformed the traditionally dry credit sequence into an entertaining attraction that kept audiences inside theaters until the final second. This creative approach soon helped lay the foundation for the widespread use of bonus and post-credit footage in modern blockbuster films. The deepest impact of this experiment, though, came through the transfer of its cinematic style into the Asian market. After completing a frustrating acting experience in America, Jackie Chan recognized the enormous appeal that outtakes held for audiences. The action star decided to fully adopt the concept in his 1982 project Dragon Lord, beginning a uniquely recognizable style of presentation in Hong Kong cinema. From that point forward, his classic action films, including Project A and Police Story, regularly ended with authentic behind-the-scenes footage. Audiences could witness serious injuries, failed motorcycle stunts, and the extraordinary persistence of the stunt performers with their own eyes. This style not only reinforced the authenticity of the martial arts action sequences, but also elevated the actor's reputation across the global film industry. Beyond its lasting visual influence, the Cannonball Run also established a strong cultural position through mechanical icons that endured across generations. The 1979 Lamborghini Countach LP 400S featured in the film was officially entered by the Library of Congress into the National Historic Vehicle Register. The honor made the high-performance machine the 30th automobile in United States history to be recognized as a physical cultural heritage object worthy of permanent preservation for future generations. The film's influence also helped keep the real-world fascination with speed burning for decades. The concept of transcontinental racing continued to be inherited by later generations of drivers who established new records of their own. Electric vehicle teams and professional drivers repeatedly shattered previous time barriers, reducing cross-country travel across the United States to less than 26 hours during periods of favorable traffic conditions. As time moved relentlessly forward, most of the legendary figures who had gathered to create the film's reputation gradually passed away. Multi-talented entertainer Sammy Davis Jr. died in 1990, beginning the gradual closing of a golden generation in the entertainment capital. 5 years later, singer and actor Dean Martin also died in 1995 after a lifetime devoted to entertainment. The year 2009 brought the deaths of two familiar figures, comedian DeLuise and actress Farrah Fawcett, after years of struggling with illness. The man who controlled the entire production, director Hal Needham, died in 2013, leaving behind an enormous legacy in stunt technique within the film industry. The writer who created the original concept, journalist Brock Yates, also died in 2016 after a long career devoted to automotive journalism. British screen icon Roger Moore died in 2017, and only 1 year later, muscular Hollywood star Burt Reynolds died in 2018 at the age of 82. These consecutive losses officially closed the golden era of high-speed action comedies that had once dominated theaters around the world. The cultural legacy and historical milestones left behind proved the remarkable endurance of this unusual film in the public imagination across multiple generations. But behind the enduring glory and the praise of later audiences, the creation of the project itself began with a deeply calculated commercial deal and internal chaos on the set. The glittering illusion of fame. The Cannonball Run emerged from one of the largest East-West film collaborations of the early 1980s. Hong Kong studio Golden Harvest, under producer Raymond Chow, decided to invest a massive production budget of between $16 million and $18 million in an attempt to break into the highly promising North American market. Complete authority over staffing, script development, and artistic direction was handed to director Hal Needham, clearing the way for a campaign to assemble some of the most famous stars in the entertainment industry at the time. At the center of the production strategy stood a historically expensive contract offered to Burt Reynolds. To secure the participation of the actor, who then ranked as America's leading box office attraction, the producers paid a record salary of $5 million for only about 14 to 28 actual working days on the set. The lucrative agreement also included clauses granting him a percentage of profits directly tied to worldwide box office revenue. In contrast with the glamorous media celebration surrounding the unprecedented salary, the reality of the production left considerable bitterness for the people involved. In a memoir published many years later, Reynolds admitted that he accepted the project primarily because of practical financial considerations and his close friendship with the director, rather than out of respect for the film's artistic quality. The production atmosphere quickly deteriorated into a series of uncontrolled parties involving veteran members of the Rat Pack. Dean Martin and Sammy Davis Jr. played two con men disguised as clergymen and brought the freewheeling lifestyle of Las Vegas casinos directly into the filming process. Instead of using prop liquids that followed normal safety procedures, the two stars repeatedly consumed real alcohol throughout the filming of driving scenes and roadside dialogue. The actors' genuine intoxication repeatedly disrupted the production schedule, which became heavily dependent on rare periods when they were sober enough to work. Hidden power struggles, record-breaking financial contracts, and the stars' reckless lifestyles created a chaotic backstage portrait behind the cameras. But the madness and risk-taking that defined this film project did not originate in fictional ideas dreamed up in Hollywood. The central inspiration that pushed the filmmakers into this commercial gamble actually came from a real, illegal rebellion of speed played out across America's highways. The origin of the rebellion. The Cannonball Run did not begin around script development tables in California. Its origins lay in a real rebellion against federal traffic regulations during the 1970s. After the national maximum speed law set a 55-mile-per-hour limit in 1974, in response to the fuel crisis, a powerful wave of resistance spread among speed enthusiasts across the United States. To openly protest the restriction while honoring legendary driver Irwin Baker, who had established a transcontinental record, in 1933, car and driver journalist Brock Yates created an underground cross-country race called the Cannonball Baker Sea to Shining Sea Memorial Trophy Dash. The illegal sporting event quickly attracted dozens of daring drivers under rules that allowed complete freedom and recognized virtually no legal restraints. The race required no fixed route, offered no cash prize, and established no speed control checkpoints along the journey. The starting point was fixed at the Red Ball Garage service station in the New York and Connecticut area, while the finish line was the Portofino Inn on the coast of Redondo Beach, California. The only criterion for determining the winner was simply the shortest actual travel time from the East Coast to the West Coast. The underground racing movement reached its peak in April 1979, when more than 40 vehicles entered the competition across the interstate highway system. During that fierce contest, drivers Dave Hines and Dave Yarborough established an extraordinary record by bringing a Jaguar XJS safely to the finish after 32 hours and 51 minutes. The car averaged approximately 87 miles per hour throughout the journey, equivalent to about 140 kilometers per hour, even under intense surveillance from highway patrol officers along the entire route. Seeking authentic material for his writing and wanting to test methods of evading traffic regulations under real conditions, the car and driver journalist joined forces with stunt coordinator Hal Needham to create a special racing team. The group selected a converted 1978 Dodge Tradesman commercial ambulance as its primary vehicle. The vehicle's original engine was completely replaced with a large displacement 440 cubic inch V8, allowing it to reach a top speed of as much as 130 miles per hour on the highway. Its fuel system was also redesigned with 4 forced filling ports to reduce refueling time at stops along the route. The team's disguise was planned meticulously down to the smallest detail in an attempt to deceive law enforcement checkpoints. Medical specialist Dr. Lyle Royer was invited to sit inside the vehicle to give the arrangement a measure of medical legitimacy, while Pamela Yates, the journalist's wife, volunteered to remain strapped to an ambulance stretcher and pretend to be a critically ill patient requiring emergency transport. Looking back at the Cannonball Run, the film was far more than a classic entertainment comedy of the 1980s. It was also a multi-layered portrait of fame, real-world speed rebellions, and the enormous price of recklessness behind the camera. Among the hidden details just uncovered, from the Lamborghini sound deception and the heartbreaking tragedy of stunt performer Heidi von Beltz, to the real-life ambulance journey, which one surprised you the most? Leave your thoughts and perspective in the comments below. If you found valuable information in this video, remember to press like, share it with friends who share your passion for cinema, and subscribe to the channel with the notification bell turned on so you do not miss the next extraordinary behind-the-scenes investigations. Thank you for watching. Goodbye, and we look forward to seeing you again in the fascinating stories ahead.